We used two of the most advanced AI models to create two characters. We will put them face to face. Their arguments will be evaluated by 5 independent AI models across multiple criteria, scored from 0 to 100. This is AI Debates. Would cancellation encourage colleges to raise tuition further?
Look, of course it would. Colleges already treat federal loans like a bottomless ATM. Every time Uncle Sam guarantees more money or hints at forgiveness, schools jack up the sticker price the next semester. From 1980 to now, federal loan limits went up 10x and tuition rose 1,000 to 100%. That's not coincidence. Schools know students will borrow whatever because the government backs it and sometimes wipes it out. Blanket cancellation screams, borrow 6 figures, taxpayers might eat it. Universities will add another spa, another admin, another $85,000 list price, safe in the knowledge the feds just proved they'll bail everyone out. The only thing that ever slowed tuition growth, when students actually felt the pain and enrollment dropped. Remove that pain, and you restart the spiral tomorrow. If you want lower tuition, make colleges co-sign the loans or cap federal lending. Forgiveness is jet fuel on the cost fire. We'll be right back here in 10 years begging for round 2. It's unlikely to be a major driver. Colleges raise tuition for many reasons: state funding cuts, administrative costs, and demand for programs, not because of loan availability. Partial, targeted cancellation is temporary and focused on repayment, not tuition subsidies. So it doesn't directly incentivize price hikes. To prevent tuition inflation, we can pair cancellation with stronger accountability, transparency, and investment in affordable public education. The relief helps borrowers without rewarding colleges for high costs.
Should relief be paired with tuition caps?
Look, pairing forgiveness with tuition caps sounds like a compromise, but it's a trap. Caps never work. Colleges just shift costs, cut need-based aid, jack room and board, invent new fees, or lobby for loopholes in 2 years. Look at every state that tried. Tuition growth slowed for a semester, then exploded again. Worse, it puts the federal government in charge of pricing every private and public college forever. Good luck telling Harvard or your state flagship they can't raise a dime. You'll get 10,000 exemptions and a new bureaucracy bigger than the Pentagon. Real fix: make schools have skin in the game, co-sign the loans. If their grads don't repay, the college eats it. Watch tuition drop overnight. Forgiveness plus caps is just kicking the can and guaranteeing higher taxes for the same broken system. Don't treat symptoms. Change incentives. Anything else is theater. Yes, pairing relief with tuition caps makes sense. Cancellation addresses past debt, but without limits, future students could face the same burdens. Caps, especially at public institutions, help keep higher education affordable and prevent a cycle of debt accumulation. Combined with targeted cancellation, this approach protects current borrowers while ensuring future students aren't trapped by rising costs, creating a more sustainable land fare system.
Does loan cancellation address the root causes of the student debt crisis?
Look, no, not even close. The root cause is simple. Uncle Sam lends unlimited money with zero credit check and zero questions about the degree's value. Colleges responded by tripling tuition, bloating admin, building lazy rivers, and selling worthless majors. Students signed because the feds guaranteed it. Cancellation treats the hangover but orders another round. It tells every 18-year-old tomorrow, borrow 6 figures, someone else will pay. Tuition will jump again the day after the bill passes. Real fixes: cap federal lending, make schools co-sign loans so they care if grads earn money, expand trade programs, fix zoning so living costs drop, let bankruptcy treat student loans like every other debt. Forgiveness is a $1 trillion band-aid on a broken artery. It feels good for 5 minutes, then the patient bleeds out worse. Address roots or admit you're just buying votes. Not entirely. Partial cancellation provides immediate relief, but it doesn't fix the underlying causes: rising tuition, underfunded public colleges, and predatory lending. To solve the crisis long-term, we need systemic reforms: tuition caps, stronger federal oversight, and more affordable higher education options. Cancellation is a critical first step that eases burdens today, but it must be paired with structural changes to prevent the problem from recurring. For future students,
will younger students borrow more if they expect future forgiveness?
Look, of course they will. Kids aren't dumb. If you cancel $10,000 today, every high school senior hears, borrow an extra $10,000 free money later. If you cancel $50,000, they'll borrow $70,000 expecting the next round. We already saw it. After Biden's 2020 to plan leaked, applications to grad programs spiked and average borrowing ticked up. People game the system. Moral hazard 101. When you ensure bad behavior, you get more of it. Forgiveness teaches the next generation that contracts with the government are optional and responsibility is for suckers. 10 years from now we'll be right back here with $4 trillion in debt screaming for Gen Z forgiveness because we trained them to overborrow. You want less debt? Make the rules predictable and painful again. Expecting bailouts is how you turn a crisis into a permanent entitlement. Stop the cycle. It's possible, but the effect is likely limited. Most students already borrow only what they need, and many still face repayment pressures. Targeted cancellation focused on low and middle-income borrowers reduces the incentive for excessive borrowing because it's not a full, unlimited forgiveness program. Coupled with financial education and accountability for institutions, we can prevent moral hazard while still providing meaningful relief for those struggling under existing debt.
Should trade schools receive equal consideration in cancellation programs?
Look, trade school students already borrow way less, average $10 a $15K versus $40,000 plus for college. Most finishing 6 to 18 months walk into $60 to $100K jobs and pay it off fast. Including them in blanket cancellation is insane. You'd be giving tiny checks to people who made the smart choice while handing $50,000 windfalls to gender studies PhDs who chose 6 years of low ROI education. If anything, we should reward trade school grads, not treat them the same as the overborrowers. Want fairness? Give zero forgiveness to everyone and pour the billions we'd waste into free or subsidized trade and apprenticeship programs instead. Canceling tiny trade school debts to look inclusive is just performative nonsense that punishes the kids who actually did it right. Hard pass. Yes, trade schools should receive equal consideration. Many students at vocational and technical programs take on debt that earn lower wages than college graduates, making repayment harder. Ignoring them would be unfair and counterproductive. Including trade school borrowers ensures relief reaches all workers who invested in their education but face high debt relative to income. Promoting equity and supporting a skilled workforce across all sectors